Hello. Hello.
Good morning. It's Adrienne with MemberClicks.
Hey, Adrienne. It's Jane Ann. How are you?
Hey, Miss Jane Ann. I am doing so well. Thanks for joining me this morning. How are you doing?
Yeah, I am good and excited about this transition. So yeah, we're excited.
Wonderful, wonderful. Well, I am just tickled also to get started. You should, kind of just to get started, I've got a couple things I'll point out. You should be seeing a MemberClicks kind of like PowerPoint slide on my screen. Are you seeing that right now?
I am.
Wonderful. Just to introduce you to a couple of others that we have on the phone. And do we have everybody here?
I'm here. I made it. Sorry to be right on the dot.
I'm not sure if Wendy's on yet.
Do you think maybe we might want to give her a couple more minutes before I go into introductions? Okay.
Yeah, because I know she's going to hop on. She is working remotely this morning, so we are separated. So
absolutely,
yeah. She texted earlier. I know she's planning to hop on.
Wonderful. How about your long weekend? Did you have a good time?
We did. We didn't do a whole lot, but downtime is always good. We've got 2 little boys. So we just kind of, enjoyed some time together, went to the pool and, did some grocery shopping, all kinds of fun stuff.
That does sound like a good time. Nice and
weekend.
Relaxing. Oh. I said relaxing. It's maybe not so relaxing. Oh, goodness. Well, fun.
How about you?
Goodness. Oh, I spent the weekend out with my family in Alabama.
Oh, no.
So my grandparents, yeah, it was nice to get out of Atlanta for a little bit and just relax and all that fun stuff. It was really enjoyable. It's always nice being with family. Just so everybody's not hanging out while we're waiting, I know you heard Spence talking in the background. He's obviously on our call today. We also have Erin, another team member of ours from the onboarding team who's on the call, and she'll be just hanging out through our onboarding process, making sure you guys have an extra set of hands. If there's any emails and I'm tied up on calls, she'll have the ability to get to those potentially faster than I may be able to. So just to make sure we're able to get back to you guys as fast as possible.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
And Jane Ann, are you getting back to normal with the house repairs? Is that all hope?
We are seeing some progress. So we are hoping to be back in by the end of the month. They've got our floors down, but they've still got to do both of our bathrooms and paint and put the baseboards back down. So, there's still some stuff that has to happen, but
right. But there's a finish line.
At least kind of looks like a house again.
Good. And I'm looking forward to this Thursday luncheon coming up. I was very surprised to see that twice now. I've looked it up and seen it was Thursday. But
well, Yom Kippur has just messed with our Wednesday tradition. So I think one year we accidentally had it on Yom Kippur, and it was just, that was not appropriate. So
we got in trouble.
Yes.
We also get in trouble when it's on Ash Wednesday. Hello, everybody.
Hello. Hey, Miss Wendy.
My dumb Zoom that doesn't want to work on cloud. I'm sitting there clicking.
Oh, no. Well, we've just been chatting away. Thanks for joining us this morning. My name is Adrienne. I'm going to be one of your onboarding specialists as we go through this process. Hello. And then also we have Erin as well. She's another member of the onboarding team who's going to be teaming up with me to make sure we can get back to all your emails and all that kind of good stuff just as fast as we can.
Awesome.
Yes, absolutely. Just to confirm, everybody can see my screen. I am sharing a PowerPoint with you guys today that you should be able to see up on my screen. I'm going to be sending this to you after our call today as well. So a lot of these things that I'm going to be going through, I may not necessarily go into detail. I may not read everything on the slide or touch on everything. It's really just for you to put in your back pocket to have as a resource. So if there's at any point in time that you guys are, what's the next step in the process, which I don't think that you'll feel like that. But if there are any questions as we go through the onboarding process, you'll always have this to go back to. It's also full of some rockin' resources. There's some help team information, additional training videos, how to access our support center, just really cool stuff it's full of that we'll be going through together.
Awesome.
Sound good?
Yes.
Awesome. Wonderful. So Spence and I have had a chance to connect and talk about you guys, just to keep me abreast on what you guys have talked about previously, what you guys have already done. If there are some things I may be asking you a second time, it doesn't mean that I don't know the answer. Some of it's just to confirm. Also, sometimes it's just because I want to hear you tell me what you think, just to learn more about you guys. Before I jump into reviewing our kickoff slideshow with you all today, Spence, is there anything that you want to mention, kind of say at the beginning of our call to get us kicked off?
I don't think there's too much. You're doing a great job already. Obviously, Wendy and Ann are two of my favorite people that, professionally and personally, that I've ever met. And so Jane, Ann, and Wendy, we have you guys with two of our best and our brightest. Believe me, Paul has handpicked both Adrian and Aaron to be with you. And we went over all of the stuff that we could, the things that Kinsey's done during setup. We all got together, of course, and just made sure everybody was on the same page to move forward. So I'm going to be here. I'm not going to speak too much during this call, but I'll be listening in and typing in where I can. I'm probably going to throw myself on no video, so you don't have to see me put on my beard. But that is the goal here, is to get you guys through as efficiently as we ever have with anybody. And we've got a great head start to do it. And I think you're really going to love working with the ladies here. So I'm going to be quiet and let them get to what they do best. But I may see you this weekend, Wendy, before I let Adrian take over and just meet myself. I'm going to try to make it up there. So I'll let you know more. But
more importantly, there's henna that we have an artist. That's the best part in the world about the shindig.
Ooh. All right. Well, I will. That's actually a big piece. I'm thinking about getting a real tattoo, so a trial run may not be a bad thing to do. But anyway,
I'm telling you,
I'm gonna drag Whitney if I come. So
that would be awesome.
Wonderful, awesome. Well, thank you, Spence. I appreciate you. So just to get us started, there's a couple of things that we'll be reviewing here. The first item, if I can get us going, I just have a quick kickoff call agenda. We're going to be doing some short introductions of both myself and Aaron, and then also just learning more about you guys, moving into discussing the onboarding process, then covering some of the onboarding deliverables that we'll need, although that's going to be adjusted with you guys a little bit since I have some information that I would typically already need to be asking for at this point, and then preparing for those next steps. So what are the next items that we'll need to be getting to? First fun slide, this is a quick picture of me. My name is Adrian Warren. I've been at MemberClicks for about 2.5 years, just about, and just, of course, love working here. Both adore the company professionally and personally. So we have a great time at work. And then continuing to move forward, we have a picture of Aaron, who's also on the call with us today. And Aaron's been here for just over a year. Aaron, anything you want to mention?
Hey guys, so sorry, I was kind of hanging out in the background just like Spence is, and I'm going to do that mostly for the rest of the call and kind of let you go ahead and take the lead. But yeah, I'm just going to kind of serve as a little bit of sort of communications backup for Adrian, just to kind of give you guys a little bit of extra love. Like Spence had mentioned, Paul really wanted to give you guys some good treatment coming over here. We're super excited to have you guys. So just having both of us on the emails and things like that. So, if Adrian's maybe on a call or something like that, I'll be able to hop in and help answer questions and things like that. So it might be the case that I won't always be on like the trainings with you guys, but definitely you'll be hearing from me via email and stuff like that. So, but yeah, we're really excited to kind of help tag team this account. It's kind of a first time for this for us, so it'll be kind of cool. So, but yeah, I'm just gonna, like I said, hang out in the background here as well, but I'll be a resource if you guys ever need me.
And y'all, Erin is notorious in the office for being the fastest emailer. So I think her and I will be having some friendly competition on who can get back to your email faster. We're going to be having a good time.
We love everything about that.
Thanks, Erin. I appreciate you. So the next slide that we have here, you guys feel comfortable to share as little or as much as you want to on this slide, but a huge theme that we are constantly talking about at MemberClicks is your why. My personal why I love to come into work every day and do what I do is because both of my parents are small business owners. And I've seen how they're amazing at the trade that they're great at. They're amazing at what they do on a daily basis. They do not enjoy and maybe because of that are not so great at some of the back end and technology pieces that come along with that. So for me, I've seen the importance of them having partners who can allow them to be good at what they're good at and not have to stress about the things that they don't have fun doing. So that's definitely one of the reasons I love what we do here at MemberClicks is because we can act as that for you guys. With that being said, anything that y'all want to share, not necessarily your why, of course, if you have a why, I'd love to hear it, but maybe what some of your main pain points are currently that we're going to be fixing or making better, enhancing with you coming over to MemberClicks.
JAS, do you want to take a first stab at that or you want me to?
Sure. So some of our biggest pain points have been, or for me, for my main roles with GSAE, event registration has been really tough for us. Not getting notifications when people make changes to their profiles or register for an event or pay for an invoice. Those just make my life a little bit harder. Reporting, not being able to easily pull out the data that we want. That's been another pain point for me. Wendy?
So, I mean, one of the biggest things is Jane Ann and I both literally look at ourselves as servant leaders. And we want to make our members better at their jobs. I mean, that is our mantra. And we have spent a lot of time in the last 6 months not focusing on that. So my bottom line is both of us, and honestly, we would not be coming to MemberClicks if we were not both so unhappy in our separate roles. I mean, Jane Ann, she's not my assistant, I'm not her assistant. We have very different job roles and very different skill sets, and we complement one another. And for us, we've both been overwhelmed and unhappy with what we're dealing with right now. And we're not able to focus on furthering the mission goals and brand promise of GSAE because of the back end stuff. And so that's our main reason. And, we appreciate that Paul and Spence put y'all on our account. We trust you guys and we have delved really deeply into the sandbox, and we trust that this is going to be the solution we need.
Absolutely. I'm so excited about some of the items that both of y'all said, particularly event registrations and making sure you guys are being notified, not having to go into the product to search for who's registered and who hasn't and all that kind of crazy stuff. That's definitely something we can solve for. And one of the biggest kind of items that perplexes me about the clients that I have that come over to us is how difficult it is for you to retrieve your own data. It's like, it's your data. Why is it so hard? You should be able to have it at your fingertips, right?
Amen.
So that's something. So that's something that I definitely love about our product is if you guys wanted to pull everything out of the system, you can pull everything out of the system. And, not only can you do that, but I'll make sure that as we go through that our time together, you feel comfortable pulling out the different reporting pieces that you'll be needing. Because I want that to be second nature. I want that to feel really, really comfortable for you guys. So we'll definitely be spending lots of time on that. And of course, just hearing overall, just needing more time to be able to serve your members. I love that. And I think you'll find that this product will definitely, of course, achieve that for you. But just all in all, make y'all's life easier. This is going to be fun. We're going to have so much fun together. I'm excited. Awesome. All right, so next up, and thanks for sharing with me, I appreciate you. Next up, a couple of kind of charts that I'm going to be touching on briefly, but not too much. This is really just an outline of your customer journey, beginning with the discovery of working with Spence, your solution advisor. You are now in the onboarding phase, and then after the onboarding phase is complete, you'll be moving to the support phase. What I love about that is our support team is on the other side of the wall from me. I mean, they're right here. I could holler at them if I needed to. And that's, of course, offered to you guys for the extent of the time that you're with MemberClick. You're never going to have a hard time reaching them. And we were just kind of celebrating because our support team, I think it was an average of 8 hours for getting back to all their tickets, which I personally think is really awesome. It's always within 24 hours, but we were kind of exceeding that. And so I think you guys will love the support team once that transition occurs, which will be down the road a little ways, but this is really just pinpointing that your journey doesn't end here with onboarding. It's going to be continuing to move forward with the support team after we complete your onboarding process. And then I have another fun chart here. This is just breaking down the actual onboarding journey, what we'll be moving through together, beginning today with the orientation call. The next step is really going to be laying the groundwork. I personally think this is typically the longest stage of the onboarding process. However, your groundwork is pretty much laid. Of course, I'm going to be wanting to confirm some of those pieces with you guys, but we're in really good shape. I am going to talk with you a little bit more about your database today. I'm going to be importing your database personally just to make sure everything is buttoned up. So we'll have that conversation in a bit, but that's kind of one of the last pieces that I have seen in the product that we're going to need to do together. Of course, your member types and all of that have already been created. Once we've laid the groundwork together, we're going to be moving into typically 4 trainings. We'll be reviewing a database training, a forms training, a content training, and then last, the social community training. We've switched things up in the last year, and we're doing something really fun that I think is hugely beneficial. I'm actually going to be sending you guys some training videos before each call we have together to give a watch. I love that because you can watch it on your time. If you need to stop it, rewind it, fast forward it, you know, whatever the case may be, you can do that. If there's something you need to rewatch, you can just go to that portion of the video. And then for our calls together, we will really just be focusing on what's specific to you. What questions do you have? What is custom to GSAE? So that's going to be, I think it's incredibly beneficial, the fact that you guys get to watch that, kind of learn the basics a little bit, and then really just hang out with me to talk through specifics to you guys. Any questions on this piece so far?
No, we love that you've flipped the learning. That's cool. That's a great best practice.
Awesome, awesome. I'm excited to hear that. All right, so next up, we're actually going to be talking a little bit more about those individual stages. So I mentioned that we'll be laying the groundwork together. That is comprised of a couple of different items. Once again, this is typical. That doesn't necessarily mean that it applies to you guys. Typically, I would be sending you all an account settings document. You should have received that account settings document a little bit earlier this morning, along with the credentials for our call today. I might ask that you go ahead and fill that out for me. While I do feel that has already been created in your product, because these items are so important in laying the groundwork, I kind of like to envision like a pyramid. If our base structure isn't solid, we can't build up successfully. So I might ask that you guys go ahead and complete that account settings document for me that I sent you this morning. I'll be sending it again after our call today, just so I know for my kind of peace of mind that all of that is 100% solid. And of course, if you have any questions while reviewing that account settings document, please let me know, but it's pretty straightforward. It's just going to be asking for things like, I know you guys are in the Eastern time zone, but making sure we have the correct billing information, the grace period, all that kind of fun stuff. We're also going to be talking about also need to be looking at your database Excel file, making sure that if you guys have any questions on that, those are answered. At the end of our call today, I am going to want to go ahead and schedule a database call with you all, just where if you have any questions on formatting your data, we can review those. If we need to review any best practices, tips or tricks, anything like that, we can discuss that as well. But from what I understand, everything's really straightforward and it's going to be pretty simple.
We love your optimism. We do.
It's going to be simple.
We love that. We love it so much.
We'll hang out together until it becomes simple. In addition, I would typically send you a design document. Once again, I've seen that kind of a bonus for you guys is we already have a design in place. And as long as that design is still what you guys love and are excited about, we're done with that step. So I'm really excited about that. We'll spend some time reviewing that together and talking about any changes that you, of course, would like to make. But from what I understand, that design is solid as it is today. Am I correct in saying that?
I think the only thing y'all may be missing are we have a font. Yes. I think the top, Jane Ann, connecting leaders, advancing associations. I'm feeling that may not be Bree.
That is not Bree on my screen.
Okay, so
I can see
the only thing. So we will send y'all. We have a license for Bree that anything we use we can use on. And so we would like to change the header on the style guide that it's Bree.
Perfect. Yeah, if you could send that to me, that would be wonderful.
But otherwise, there's lots that we love. Lots and lots and lots.
Awesome. I'm going to make sure, of course, I am confident that you guys, I know you've already been logging in here. So as you're logging in and looking around, if there are any additional changes where you're like, yeah, I kind of wish we could do that, or I kind of wish this looked like this, please feel free to bring those up to me so that I can make sure those changes are made for you guys. I love your site. This is beautiful.
It is
like this
so
is
pretty.
Really stellar. Yeah. This is really, really cool. I was very impressed.
And Naylor is going to be so delighted with the graduate, the ads being higher.
Yes.
They're going to be pleased as punch. We
wonderful
on that one.
Awesome, awesome, awesome. Very cool. Yeah, so that gives us a great advantage. Just a couple of other things here, providing up to 5 forms for me. So we've already got some forms created for you, but if you guys have any additional forms, honestly, any forms that you need created, just send them my way and I'll get them created for you. And of course, that would be things like, if, any event registration forms you have, potentially surveys, donation forms, sponsorships. If you have a different membership or renewal application, I think I already saw that in your system, but if there's something updated that you want me to create for you, please send them all my way and I'll be happy to do that.
Thank you.
Content specification document, same. We've already brought that over for you guys. I believe that we actually went through and made sure that your menu structure is matching your existing menu structure. I'm going to give that a double look over, but I think Kenzie might have confirmed with me. She already took care of that for us. So once again, unless there are any huge changes that need to be made, I think we are already ahead of the game on this one. And then the last item is just providing your revenue accounts. I did provide an additional document in my email this morning, giving you guys an outline of what those will need to look like when you send them over. You can also just send me a chart of your accounts, or like you can export a chart of accounts and send them over to me, and I can create them based on that as well.
Awesome.
All right. Wonderful. I've got my next item, and once again, some of these items we're just going to speed through. All about the site design. Once again, we're already ahead of the game on that, so we don't need to worry about this. Although if you want to peek around, there's some additional items that you can take a look at. Talking about the database, I mentioned that at the end of this call, I want to go ahead and schedule our database call together. I just want to make sure, like I said, that the database is buttoned up 100%, and that you guys are getting the best experience when talking through your database. So we'll do that at the end of our call today. And then a little bit more information on forms as well. Before I keep moving and go into stage 2, any questions on that first stage of the onboarding process?
I don't have any.
I'm good.
Wonderful. So this is going to go back into discussing our trainings, putting things in motion. I already went through and mentioned we're going to be going through those. I'll be sending you those training videos and using our time to really discuss the specific questions that you guys have. Here is an outline of the 4 trainings and what they'll be covering. We'll be recording our calls together as well, so you guys are going to have a ton of resources that you can go back to at any point in time if you need refreshers on anything, or if you wanted to share these with anybody else, always feel free to do that as well. I also have some additional training resources. Aside from having a wonderful support center, we have also started doing weekly 101 webinars. I adore these webinars. I think they are incredibly beneficial. If you guys want to go ahead and start signing up for some of those, I would definitely recommend doing so. A member or somebody who used to be on the support team and is now kind of heading up these efforts, Jay, typically does those training videos. I want to say he does 2 or 3 a week. There's a link provided in here that will allow you to see the calendar and exactly what he's training on which days. You can even type in questions and he'll cover those on those trainings as well. So if you want to get a head start and you want to go ahead and jump in, I would definitely recommend doing that.
I love that.
Yay, I love that too.
I do.
You just made Jane Ann's week.
I think they are incredible. In fact, Jay went out of town for about a week, and I was like, can I do your trainings for you? I just think they're so fun. I don't know why. It's just really cool that we do that. Awesome. I'm obviously moving into phase 3. Any questions on that phase 2, putting things in motion and jumping into our trainings together?
No, I like the timeline a lot.
Mm-hmm. Wonderful, wonderful. So phase 3 is really just launch. This can look like a couple of different things, obviously depending on what you're wanting to get out of the MemberClicks product. For you guys, it's going to be pretty typical. Going through a go live checklist. That just means we're going to be making sure I've done everything I needed to do and making sure you guys feel comfortable working in the system and doing all the things that you want to do. We're also going to be discussing talking about populating your name servers. That's just, of course, making your website live and taking the place of your existing site. If you need email boxes, that does come with the MemberClicks product. I don't know if that's a need that you guys have, but just to let you know, that usually kind of is overlooked. That is something we offer as well. And then sending out a welcome email to your members, welcoming to the new site is typically something that I would do within that go live period. Making sure that dues renewals are turned on and all of that is buttoned up and ready to start going out and being automated as the time approaches. And then just having you guys feel comfortable transitioning over to the help team. I'm going to go through all kinds of even more help resources than what we're going to talk about on this call today. One of the members of our help team will jump on our call just to transition you guys over to them and making sure that you've got a friendly name that you feel comfortable calling if you need anything. And I'll just be providing you guys some more information on the help team as we are closer to that transitional period. Any questions on stage 3? That was a short and sweet one.
I'm good.
Okay.
I'm good as well.
Wonderful. So, kind of one of the last steps that I like to spend some time on today is determining our go live date, just giving us a common goal to both work towards as we're moving through the onboarding process. A typical onboarding takes 60 to 90 days. From what I am aware of, you guys don't have a specific date that you would like for this to go live. Do you have any ideas on when you're hoping to launch the MemberClicks product?
We don't want to freak you out. I actually have a call with our current company at 1 today. Our pie in the sky would be between November 1 and November 15th. And as much as anything, that is because that is when we typically would need to start invoicing.
Awesome. Honestly, that does not scare me away at all. You guys have the majority of the groundwork laid, and like I mentioned in the beginning, that's typically the longest stage from my experience.
Okay.
I don't think that's going to be an issue at all. In fact, we might even be able to wrap up before then.
Okay, I just did a little chair dance with you saying.
Yay!
And I will say though, I mean, for Jane Ann and for me, our October is stupid crazy.
Okay.
So what we're committing to is doing as much of this in the next 30 days as we can. And so that to us means, you know, committing to doing the training and being available to y'all and getting these steps 1 through 3, you know, completed as quickly as possible.
Awesome. I'm almost wondering if we should, not like a go live date, but almost like a completion date of October 1st. Meaning have everything, all that groundwork laid, which we're already there, and maybe even trying to get, obviously, your database imported and trying to get those trainings done. So as you work your way into October, you're not feeling like, oh, crud, we've got all this stuff going on, and also we've got to be doing this member click stuff. I don't want you to feel torn or stressed if you've already got a crazy month planned. And then maybe coming back together when things are wrapping up at the end of October, maybe even beginning of November, continuing our time together, making sure you're feeling comfortable, see if there are any additional questions that came up during that period. It's a little bit different than what I would typically do, but how's that sound?
I would say for me, for database import, our cleanest data, we're going to start working on our directory very soon. So our cleanest data is going to be available. Well, it's going to be due to Naylor on October the 9th. So I know that that's, you know, obviously past that, your proposed October 1st. But I'm going to be out of the office that first week in October.
Got it.
As far as our very best data, it's going to be that second week in October that it'll be readily available. Gotcha.
That makes sense. And so I wouldn't want to import, obviously, your data unless it is as clean can be. Right. So I wouldn't want to import anything until October 9th. What I don't want to do is wait until October. So typically, just to kind of let you guys get a glimpse of what's going on in my brain, I don't really like to do trainings without you having data in the product, just because I feel like it can be difficult to understand how it relates to you. However, with that being said, I know you guys have had a lot of time to play in member clicks. And I don't want to wait till October 9th to do our trainings because that would make me feel a little uncomfortable.
Would you, ideally, when would you like to have the data imported? If we're looking at that October 1 goal.
Really anytime during the month of September, but we could go ahead and start on your trainings and just put your data in once we've completed those trainings together as we've gotten into October. How does that sound?
I mean, I can try real hard to get you our data by like September 26th. It's the very best I could probably do.
That's fine. Is it still going to be as clean as what it would be on October 9th?
Yeah.
Yeah,
because it'd be pretty close. Yeah. Since, I mean, nothing's going to happen to it that first week in October. And then I would just know that, you know, any changes that are made after that date, you know, that I would do it manually within member clicks.
Here's another idea. And I hope I'm not putting too much at you guys, but one thing that I do with a couple of clients that I have is they'll give me like a sample database of maybe 2 or 3 members of each of their member types. I'll import it, we'll train on it, and then right before they're ready to go live, they'll export their data and send it over to me. That actually could be a great solution for you guys as well, so we can still complete our trainings and you're not feeling like you have to make a ton of manual changes within the MemberClicks product while everything else is going on.
I mean, I think that could work.
I like that. I think that we should go that direction. Do you think you could just pull out a couple of members in each member type and maybe have it to me in the next couple weeks? Would that be okay?
Oh, yeah.
That would be really, really, I think that would really give us an advantage and kind of be the best of both worlds. So let's plan on doing that together.
Okay.
So it's Wendy. So would we, if we go that route, does that mean that we would scrub those test files and then import in, all 580 records when we're ready to launch?
Update all records, is that what you said?
Well, I guess so while we're doing the training, would we take all those records back out, all those test records? Or would
I could definitely do that.
I think there's already a ticket in to pull out the test records that are in there. So even if we put something else to work with, I think that would be a reasonable thing.
Yeah, I think that
records should be on their way out. So
I think Kinsey already did wipe those, but definitely we could do some tests, and then once we're ready to import the official, instead of overriding what's in the product, I can just wipe it and start with a brand new, fresh, clean database that we know is 100% accurate and ready to start using. And if we schedule that out like at least a week in advance, when you send me that database, I can even import it same day. So that way next day you'll be in the product using it right away. And there's no lapse time.
That would be awesome. That would make me more comfortable.
Yes, that would make me more comfortable too. Everybody else good with that plan?
I'm good.
Awesome. Okay, so then just to kind of recap, you guys are going to send me, Jane Ann, you're going to send me a little sample data in the next couple weeks that I'll import. Do you have any questions on how to format that data? Do you need a call to talk more about formatting the data, or do you feel comfortable?
I don't think, I know that we've got that spreadsheet somewhere, so let me pull that up after we get off the call and look at that, and I will let you know if I've got questions about it.
That would be awesome. I would like to have that sample data in the system before we start our trainings, just so there's a little something that helps you kind of relate, okay, when we do a export, this is what I'm going to see, and when we do some reporting, this is what we're going to look at, and this is how invoices will be created, some real kind of tangible folks to test on and play around with. So I would like to have that before we do our database training. Okay. And I would kind of like, I always love to get something on the calendar before we end this call today, just so that we've got something down and can talk again in the near future. So with that being said, you kind of knowing I want to get that sample data in before we do our database training, if you provide that sample data to me, I can get it imported within a matter of 24 or 48 hours. When do you feel we could jump on that database training call? Maybe within the next, maybe the week of the 15th or 22nd? Sorry, I was looking at October. 10th or 17th?
For my purposes, could we look, Jane Ann, what's your 24th week of September 24th look like?
That looks pretty good.
I know we've got stuff at the end of the week with the 27th,
right.
28th. But I mean, I feel like pushing us, for the next 2 weeks is better on us than October.
Yeah.
That makes sense? Because I feel like unless we're doing it the 10th, 11th, or 12th of October, we're pretty much losing the week of October 1st and the end of September.
So we want to maybe get that scheduled for, I feel like I might have heard you say the week of the 24th.
Yes.
Awesome. What days or times typically work best for you guys? I am pretty open right now. Going into that.
I think
we would need the 24th, 25th, or 26th. Yeah. And for me, the 24th, 25th is better.
Awesome. Do you all prefer mornings or afternoons?
Morning is fine. I'd say after 10 typically is 10 or later is good for us.
10 or later, because we're working.
I love it. I love it. So let's do this. Let's schedule 11 a.m. on Monday the 24th.
Okay.
And while we're at it, let's also go ahead and schedule our content training on Tuesday the 25th. If we get on that database training call and we need to adjust, we always can. But if anything, we'll have an extra hour if we need to touch base on anything else extra, just have it on the calendar. I could do 10 a.m. or 12 p.m. on Tuesday the 25th.
I'm good with either of those, Wendy.
Yeah. 10 is good.
Awesome. Let's put it down for 10. And I'll send you guys some Google invites to this, as well as the credentials I'll have in those invites. And then, of course, I'll send credentials again to you guys as we get closer. Awesome. So, and I've got our kind of hard go live date, November 1st. That needs to change. If it's sooner, if it's, November 15th, then we can work towards that, but it puts us exactly where you guys want to be. And we'll just all be working towards that. Sound great?
Love it.
Awesome. I love it too. Just a couple of other things I want to get through with you guys. Just a little item of some next steps for you all. We've talked about the account settings document. I'll be sending that again in my follow-up email. If you'll go ahead and fill that out for me really fast, that would be awesome. Go ahead and send me that database Excel file. I'm just going to put in here examples or tests. I'll say test profiles. At least, 48 hours before we have that database training scheduled call on the 24th so that I can get it in the system before that call. Sure. Don't really need to worry about the design document or content specification document, so we're going to get rid of that. Any additional forms that you want for me to create for you guys, please send over to me at any time. And then just that revenue accounts worksheet that I sent you as well. Once again, I'll be sending that again after our call. One last item that I have not had an opportunity to talk to you guys about yet, but do want to go ahead and bring that up. So from my understanding, you guys will be using Payscape for the payment processor for the MemberClicks product. Is that accurate?
Yes.
Yeah. Yes. Awesome. So I'm going to be sending you guys an email directly after our call as well. It's going to have Hart, who's our Payscape representative, copied on that email, and she'll be assisting with you guys getting that application completed. I want to stress the importance of getting this done now, just because it can take up to really 2 to 3 weeks when she has a completed application for it to go through the approval process and for her to have that gateway built out. So I want to go ahead and knock that out so we're not getting close to that November 1st deadline and all of a sudden we're stressed because we're kind of running around trying to get that done. So you'll be receiving an email with her copied on it today. Please go ahead and complete that for me so that it can get in motion. Okay?
Awesome.
Yay. All right. And then that is really all of the next steps that I have for you guys. Once again, I'll be sending you all this slideshow in my follow-up email, as well as a bunch of juicy content. I'm also going to go ahead and send you that database training video. So if you're really, really excited and you can't wait to get in the system, go ahead and give that a watch. That's going to be a lot of fun. And then just the last 2 slides that I have down here, if you all have not had an opportunity to look into going to MC Live in Indianapolis this coming October, please look into this. It's really just incredible, the resources that we'll be providing there. I'll actually be there doing some in-person trainings, and I couldn't be more excited about it. So go ahead and give a look into that if y'all might be interested in attending.
I'm already registered.
Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. Yes.
I'm so excited. You're going to be there in person, Eugene. That's awesome.
I know, that is wonderful. And you know what, y'all, we talked about this previously, and I didn't even mention it as I was going through our training calls. I don't know if you guys prefer to do in-person trainings, but you're so close. I'd be more than happy to come to your office. Of course, we'd be more than happy to host you guys here as well. If y'all want to hang out in person, I think that'd be so fun.
I don't hate that idea.
I love everything about that idea.
That's awesome. So I'll, of course, be sending you that database training. So I know we kind of like just spent forever getting this scheduled. Would y'all want to spend some time in office or me coming to your office on the 24th? Would that work for y'all of September?
That works for me.
Wendy, what do you think?
Let's figure out if we're bringing our laptops to you, or if you're coming to us. Yes.
Awesome.
I love everything about it.
Awesome. So if you guys want to noodle on it a little bit, I'm going to go ahead and block off my full day so that I don't have any other meetings or anything that I'm going to be trying to get to. So I'll be all yours for whatever we decide. But if you just want to let me know, like I said, I know and the rest of the gang here would love to have you guys in our office. Or, if it's easier for me to come to you guys myself and Erin, we can definitely come to you guys and hang out with you for a little while. So if you want to noodle on it, just let us know what works best for y'all. Wonderful. Well, guys, I am just incredibly excited for listening to me talk so much today. I know this was quite the spiel. We had a lot to cover. We did pretty good. If you have any questions during this time that we have together, please do not hesitate to reach out. I definitely want to be your number one resource, as does Erin. So if there's any question that pops in your head, or if you're just feeling, uneasy about anything, please let us know. We'll both be getting to those emails as fast as possible. And other than that, that's all I have today. Any questions for me?
I'm good.
I'm
relieved.
Good.
Spence and I did our own little happy dances, when I signed the paperwork, and I know Paul not that Paul gets really excited about anything, but I want to let you guys know that Jane Ann and I we are just overwhelmingly relieved to be coming on board with Member Clicks, and we are absolutely committed. And just so y'all have the background, we just went through a database change. I mean, we did this in March. It is not like childbirth where it's all blurry so you have another kid. You know exactly what we're getting into, and we are coming in eyes wide open and really delighted. And so I want to let y'all know that we are committed to making this work and getting the training we need and all of those good things.
Awesome. Well, I definitely have heard some of the stories, and you're right. It can be scarring. It's like, I don't want to do this again. That's not fun. Like, what? So it's not going to be like that. I can definitely promise you guys, it's really going to be an easy transition, and we're going to have just a lot of fun. It's just a lot of fun to get to, we're going to have so many like, what? That's awesome. Like kind of those aha moments. So I live for those. It's just a good time. So well, they're coming for you.
Those two.
Awesome. All right. Well, once again, let me know if there's anything we can do for you. Keep an eye out for our follow-up email that you should be receiving in the next hour. And if there's anything else at all that you need, please let me know, okay?
Awesome. Thanks, y'all.
Thanks so much.
You guys.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Thanks, everybody.
Talk to you
Have
soon.
a great day.
Okay,
Bye.
bye.